Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm going to call the meeting to order. This is the Parsonsfield Planning Board, Wednesday, December 17th, 2025 meeting. A few new faces out there, so I'll kind of introduce us. So I'm Desiree Lyle. I'm the Planning Board Chair. Roger Moreau, Vice Chair. Harvey Maycomer, Dan Bushman. Not here tonight is Jim Barron and Paul Ferris. With that, we'll go ahead and open up the public hearing. Please be courteous. There's a lot of people here. Everybody will get heard in timely fashion. I would ask if you're able, please step up, state your name, state your location. Doesn't have to be your specific address, just where you are in Parsonsfield. So we know you're a Parsonsfield resident. You're free to ask your questions, and if the applicant with their engineer can answer them, we will get as many answers as possible. Nobody, I'll go first.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Kathleen Empey, 66 Maple Crest Road. My property will abut the new project. My concerns are many. Traffic, the ecosystem. There's a river back there, there's a bog back there. There's a lot of wildlife back there that we use for hunting. And we eat what we kill. So that's my food. The noise. There's traffic in and out of there all the time because of illicit drug sales everywhere. And no one's taking care of it, even though there's been several complaints. There's road conditions. They're no good. And you're gonna put in more roads, which equals more traffic. And the noise, we're supposed to be a rural area. This will no longer make it rural. And my greatest concern is who's gonna enforce the codes while it's being built. To my knowledge, we don't have. We do. We have a permanent.
He is actually in the back of the room right now.
What is your experience? Norman, I know
Norman is our
He's
code
fine.
enforcement officer.
But we don't have a permanent one for years to go through this project. How long is the project gonna take?
It'd take forever.
And the last time that construction's been done, if there's a problem, what happens?
Supposed to go to the code enforcement officer.
I don't wanna be left with a property that's like worth nothing.
You gotta speak up. I was talking to the board member. You gotta speak up if you make a comment.
Oh, me?
Thank you.
Yep.
What happens if there's a problem, if there's an issue? What happens with flooding and snow removal and everything that's involved in a project this big? And what is the minimum acreage to put a house on?
I would like to know that as well.
They're gonna put 10 houses on 10 acres with roads in there somewhere. It's just not gonna work in my opinion. I don't want it.
I thought it was supposed to be 3-acre lot. Village.
When did all that change? The acreage and when? Anybody know?
Would you like me to? So in the current land use ordinance, which I have right in front of me, this development is in the village residential district. The minimum lot area without public water is 0.46 acres. And as far as I know, that hasn't changed in many, many years. Each zone has a different requirement. So 3 acres is required in the farm and forest. Very hard to see on this map. So here is Maple Crest and here's Fenderson. See how it's kind of green?
Yeah.
That is village residential. See how this is like a light yellowy mustard color? That's the farm and forest. So what's that? So Agony Hill, so right past you guys, it changes to farm and forest, which changes the lot size.
But the map's not right anyways. If you look at the plots on the map, it says that I live after Stowe's Road. And I don't.
On the zoning map?
No, on the town that shows all the lots.
Yeah.
The numbers of the lots. It's not correct.
So that would be an assessor question on why that's incorrect.
You have an assessor? I'd like to talk to them too.
So yes, does that answer the question about the acreage?
Thank you, Desiree.
Yes.
Okay.
But you said water doesn't have water, it's.
Without public
half an
water.
acre.
Yeah, without public water,
This house is gonna have public water? All
nope,
gonna be well drilled?
they're all gonna be well.
We have problems with our wells running right now.
Wait, aren't they supposed to stand up? We can have people back here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sorry.
I said, we have a problem with our well water now. What happens when they put all these other houses in? Our wells are all gonna go dry and then it's like, oh well.
It's a big deal.
Well, that too, that too.
That's my question.
And how many bedrooms are these homes?
3. 3 bedrooms.
Sorry, these are the applicants in the
What
front row.
sink does that require per resident?
For a septic, 1,000-gallon tank. Even 4 or 5 bedrooms.
Okay, so what happens to that 0.46 of an acre when you put in the leach field and all that for the septic?
Well, that's why we went 1 acre per lot, so that we have plenty of room. The well's 100 feet away from every septic,
But there's
On
10
every
acres
lot.
and you plan on building 10 houses.
yes.
But per the ordinance, they could build 20.
It's gonna be tight.
They've chose to build.
Has-
It's getting rich.
Excuse me, Andy, do you have the map?
Yeah.
Would you mind?
Sure.
Thank you.
I have an easel here somewhere.
I think Jen took it out. Jen?
All right, you guys can hold it, can't you?
So what you're looking at is the lots.
They're proposed at 1 acre in size, and as we just discussed, they could be half-acre size lots.
Well, that doesn't make me feel better.
Sir, stand up.
That's not true. If in fact,
Could you state your name, please? There you
Todd
go.
Corker from Cram Road,
Thank you.
if you look at the ordinance, it says, if it does not have public water,
That's gonna
they
block your
have to
view,
be
isn't it?
at least 9/10 of an acre. And if it does have public water, it's 0.48.
It's the reverse.
Why would it be reversed? You mean to tell me it's, the acreage is less if there's no public water?
Across every zone? That's correct.
That's not true. I read the book today and it said, if in fact there is no public water, it can't be more than, it can't be less than 9/10 of an acre, meaning the well is gonna be far enough from the septic, but the septic also has to be accepted by the state. And when you have that many wells and that many septic systems there, it's not gonna work. And the other thing, I understood this whole piece of property was 10 acres. So how are they getting 10 lots as an acre? There's road there. So I don't understand the 10 acres on a 10-acre lot. And why they couldn't have bought 5 or 6 more acres around it and made all of those lots at least an acre and a half, which is what they should be when you're putting both septic and water in the same place. And they should also have to do a study on the water table.
It's already been done.
I was gonna say, there's one submitted with the application.
All right,
So we-
let's start.
We have laid out septic systems and wells throughout the subdivision. There's more than adequate room to support the layout as it's done. A lot of municipalities allow lots to go down to a tenth of an acre, and you can lay out these septics accordingly. So,
Yeah, but they probably have public water.
Oh.
A tenth of an acre?
correct.
And when you're saying people could buy, that's only considering if it's for sale.
This guy seems to think we're playing down.
What about the leach fields? Where do they go?
So those on the plans there, see where the little circles are with the, those are test pits where the septic systems will be.
So lots have two of them?
There's 2 test pits. As required per the ordinance, we provided 2 test pits per lot. There'll be one.
What's the test pit?
We dig into the ground to determine what the soil conditions are, what the groundwater conditions are.
And these are already been done?
Correct.
What's that mean?
Probably a lot of the
You
states.
gotta stand up.
Yeah, people that actually project their voices.
No, he was
People in the
just
back can't
answering
hear.
me. He said there's probably a lot of mistakes here.
No, what he said was, all the stakes out there.
Mistakes, oh, sorry. Sorry, then stand up so I can hear you.
If you reply to a question, stand up.
Residential.
So there's an in and try to come out, right?
Yes.
Yes, Jeff, what's your question?
Okay, I had to stand up. Yeah, I'm from Parsonsfield. Did they do a geoelectrical study?
Hold on.
We have not, the board gave us a waiver for that at the last meeting.
Of course they did.
Yes.
Maybe the board shouldn't have. Maybe the board would like to reconsider. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Tax money.
Dave Jones from Maple Crest. With the test pits shown on there, where are the proposed wells around those properties?
They have to be 100 feet away.
And that's doable on every one of those lots?
Yes.
Yeah. What we'll do
Not
for,
getting,
what I'll do for the next plan is I will show an actual septic system on each lot. I'll show kind of a grade hatch area that's 100 feet away from that, so you guys can see the areas that would be suitable on each lot for.
so in that 10 acres, it's probably reasonable to assume that everybody's running off the same aquifer. How is that going to last in our current drought situation?
We had a water study done, it's all documented and certified, and it's at the water table there is actually extremely high. They said there was absolutely no issue with adequate water supply for those. It's all been.
Forever?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the studies have been done and submitted.
We have a bog and a brook back there.
Right.
Okay, so it's wetlands. If this destroys those wetlands, then what she's saying on the water table is gonna be no, boy.
The wetlands have vernal pools, like, they dry up, they have vernal pools.
The wetlands do not have any vernal pools, so the wetlands on site are the green areas that you see on that plan. We are not impacting any of the wetlands that are on site.
She's not talking about the ones on site. The wetlands are down behind.
They're behind my property, which is,
It's wet.
It'll be straight up.
yeah, it's like right here. Yeah, be right there. Yeah, we're right here. So this is right behind our, we have a naturally fed pond back here.
She's all over
So again, it's not on the proposed property.
Okay, so if you suck all the water out of here, what happens here? That's the question. What happens here? What happens to my pond? What happens to the wetland? What's gonna happen to all the blueberry fields that are there? There's a lot of nature comes up there and they eat the blueberries and stuff.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is,
Where are you from?
people around here.
Yeah, sorry, what's your name?
Denise Crooker from Pleasant.
Thank you.
Most people have a little farm or a little shed or something on their property and a little garden and stuff. This isn't gonna leave room for any of that at all. I don't understand. You wanna build the houses, that's wonderful. I think they should be 2-acre lots so that it's keeping up with the way we are around here, not house.
I agree
Like
with you
that.
100%. Yes.
This is a rural area.
You got room to let your
friggin'
kids
small.
run around, have a swing, maybe even have a little swimming pool if you say there's as much water as there is. And 1 acre is unacceptable. I will tell everybody I know not to buy any property there. I know.
You know, I gotta ask the question, 10-acre lot, hard for me to get up. 10-acre lot, they got 10 1-acre lots, it's impossible.
How
Impossible.
many acres is
And when you
this
got
setup?
10 lots, can you guarantee that every,
All the areas are shown
that
on the
every
plan.
water, that every drilled well is 100 feet from everybody else's? This is crazy. If you want 10 lots, you should have at least a 25-acre lot. And there's plenty of them around.
But we're just following the ordinances that are in place.
Well, you're not following the ordinance. And that's crazy. That's a sewer pit. That's gonna turn into a sewer pit because here you got a town with 67 square miles in it, and you wanna pack that into that area. That lot should not have more than 5 lots. And even at that, that's stretching it. I've been in construction, I know that's bullshit right there.
Jen?
Ben Lewis, Parsons Field. I'll just change the topic a little bit. Have you made any provisions for open space in this subdivision?
We have not, and that was one item we really wanted to talk to the board about this evening. The ordinance requires 5 to 10% of the site be open space. We can certainly do that if that is the approach the board would like. 5 to 10% of the parcel would be about a half acre to an acre, depending on what percentage we go with. If we were to do that, I would envision kind of a small strip of open space behind lots 4 and 6. And
Can you point that out so we can see?
I would envision a strip of open space kind of back here and then back here. If that was the approach that the board felt was appropriate. We don't see that open space as useful or the applicants would prefer to pay a fee to the town that the town could use for open space somewhere else in town. We feel like that's a more appropriate step in this process, but we'd like to have that discussion with the board this evening.
Jen?
So I think that would be in keeping with our comprehensive plan to have open space. The other question is, are you a HOA or are you expecting the town to pick up plowing?
So our hope is that this will be a public road. It's going to be built to the public road standards. We're going to present it to the town to be a public road. We are not setting this up to be an HOA.
It's a lot of infrastructure.
How long is it gonna take to build this?
Eric?
I think I can do it in a year and a half.
that brings
Most
concern
of
to
it's
me.
just housing though, once the road is in, and then you're doing a lot here and there. It's not like we're in there for a year and a half bulldozing and tearing the place apart every day in and day out. It's, you know, you go in waves, you do a lot, put the foundation in, you build the house, you move on to the next one.
Are you, excuse me, are you gonna do any blasting?
Excuse me, we have a couple more people with questions, real quick.
Hi, my name's Ben York. Right now I live at 41 Fenderson Road. Eventually I plan on owning 37 Fenderson Road in the future. My questions are, you kind of answered some of them, but are you guys planning on building houses, putting in foundations? What are your
Yes, all stick built.
stick built?
Shoot,
So you're doing it as a package?
raised
Hang on, one at a time.
We're hoping for variation throughout the neighborhood, that way it's not just a cookie cutter.
And you're not planning on putting rentals in?
No, everything will be private.
I can't do it. We're not renting nothing, but what somebody else does after they buy it is out of
Most
my
likely,
control.
there are gonna be families that move in there, they're being designed, and the whole purpose of that neighborhood is to have a little bit, a small little community, kids around and.
So I have a question. I'm Liz, I'm on Maple Crest, and my concern is I kind of heard through the grapevine that this is really an ideal development that really should be close to services. And the area that you're in doesn't provide services, and Keyser Falls has more amenities for something of this impact, this impact. So that's a major concern. My other major concern
I
is
can see.
what is the, has anybody measured the distance? We rely on the Limerick Fire Department, and you're in an open field, there are no trees where you can be putting these homes. The wind whips through those fields like crazy, we have dry summers, and I'm concerned about what is the response time from the fire department to get to these lots. That's definitely one of my concerns. I have a list. Some people have hit it, some people have hit the wildlife, some people have hit the disruption to the neighborhood. Some people have questioned the sizing of the lots, and I have to be honest. I have a person that I've confronted with know the land beautifully. And it's a person from a budding town that is on the planning board and says this is very heavy impact. The land is really only truly, honestly suitable for maybe a max of 4 homes. But my other concern is that definitely putting homes on an acre lot, because I was under the impression it was going to be a half an acre. But to me, this doesn't feel like, I guess, a more conservative development. This to me feels more like a clustered development. And to be honest, the area is too beautiful for cluster development. That's a major concern. And then I also have another concern. I'm so nervous, but I'm gonna state it. My concern is the field that you want to put all these homes in have buried mobile homes under earth. And I called DEP, and DEP recommended me to go to the water source because I'm concerned about the digging of the wells. And DEP gave me a gal's name, and I checked in with a gal, and her name is April Blesdo, and she recommends that the soils are probably contaminated from these mobile homes that have been buried. And these mobile homes were more in the 40s, 50s, or 60s. And what that brings to the well water is lead. And lead never leaves the dirt. It takes forever and ever and ever for lead to leave the dirt. The other piece that is concerning is there's asbestos in what's been buried out there. And I'm sure there's more than what I'm saying that is out there, because people get creative when they're trying to dispose of something without having to pay fees. So I'm sure of it. I'm sure of the work garage that is at the, kind of at the corner of Henderson. I'm sure that there's diesel fuel out there. I'm concerned that there is definitely, I don't know, there was quite a bit. I think it was diesel fuel that I was concerned with, and motor oils, and I'm sure there's other pieces. So me personally, I'm encouraging the board to reconsider the zoning. I would love the zoning to go back to this particular area. Really isn't into the village. It does tend to hang more on the farm and forest end of the world. And my last thought is highlighting the services again. This really is probably an ideal neighborhood for the area, just because of kind of what I shared with you folks. So that's my major concern. It's a peaceful area. It's a beautiful area. There's bountiful nature. It doesn't deserve to have this high impact. That's my word.
Hang on just a second, because you've had a lot of time to talk, and I just want to make sure everybody else gets their say. Yes, sir.
Maybe obvious, but I don't know who owns this parcel, and I don't know who's developing it. Can you please identify
Right.
yourself? You're the owner
Yes, sir.
and the developer?
Right, yeah, same.
James, owner and developer, okay. Thank you. One other, I'm John Lesko, I live on Northville Road. Most of the research done nationwide, I just want to let people know. Residential homes cost the town more money than revenue received. The lowest town I found was here in Maine, which still costs the town more than tax dollars received. Sometimes it's $1.50 for every dollar received. The study that was done in Maine was done in 2009.
Wow.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Walter. I live here on North Road, so I'm not really a participant in this particular development. But I would just like to urge the board to follow the rules that are in place. And if the developers and the owners are following the rules that we as a town have set in place, then you should grant them their approval. Having said that, all of us in this room, which is almost the most people I've ever seen at one of these meetings, if we don't want these rules to exist, we need to change them. You know, I'm here particularly for a particular other reason, but we allowed these ordinances to be passed, these zonings to exist. And just because now suddenly we don't like them, it's too late. Shame on us. The board should act according to, you know, what's in place.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Dave Jones again. Can you speak to the timeline of construction, the road infrastructure, the lot development? If these are spec-built houses or they're pre-sales?
All specs.
All spec? What's the price range?
Trying to be around 480.
They're gonna be empty.
Greensmore, Massachusetts. Built right down the road and sold for several, lot more thousands than that, on small ranches.
Yeah, no,
People
real
are buying
estate,
them.
Out of
yeah.
stater?
Real estate is
No,
crazy,
no.
but
Well, we
Parsons
built,
Field.
unfortunately, it's expensive. Everybody has their price margins, and we have every right to have our price margin. And if people want to buy the house, they'll buy it because they like it. That's their decision. If they can't afford it, they won't buy it. But if you look around in the market these days, you can't buy a new house. People wanting $900,000 for these ginormous houses.
Yeah, no, I'm not
And-
begrudging you your price.
And, yeah, and so
Surprised it was
we're
less.
coming in with no mobile homes, custom designed homes that are for families that are, what might not be affordable to you or to somebody is the entry price, unfortunately, these days in the market.
Yeah.
We're not trying to gouge anybody.
You know, Parsons Field is hard enough to buy into now. It's a lot of land.
There is. And there may be
housing
out-of-staters that buy houses. That's nothing that we can control or you can control. You know, it's when you sell real estate, whoever pops up the money that wants that house buys that house. You can't dictate where they're from or what they should feel.
One other question for the board. What, if any, concessions have been made to get this project to this stage right now?
So
I know there was a geological,
so
what else?
they asked for two waivers, the high-intensity soil survey and the hydrogeological assessment. So take a step back real quick. The application is online. I know that some people don't have access to online. The application is also here at the office. I encourage everybody to review the application. I mean, they submitted an application, okay? They submitted a lot, they put a lot of work into this. Unbiased aside, they put a lot of work into this. They researched the ordinance. They asked for two waivers out of 27 items.
To start with.
To start with.
What were the two waivers?
The high intensity soil survey, we've included the minimum intensity soil report generated by NRCS with our application materials. Wetlands within the site have been delineated and are shown on the plan, and two soil test pits on each lot have been excavated. The test pits evaluated by a certified soil scientist, Mark Hampton Associates Incorporated, indicate that the soils on site are moderately well-drained glacial till soils. The second one was the hydrogeological assessment. The site is not located over a mapped significant sand and gravel aquifer, and the soil test pits do not indicate that extensive areas of shallow to bedrock conditions exist on site. The soils on site will allow for a septic disposal bed on each lot, and adequate distances will be maintained between the new drinking water wells within the project and any existing wells on abutting properties. There were two more before you, I'm sorry. The hands went up in between. Todd?
Well, okay, I don't want to begrudge these people for wanting to build a subdivision. As a matter of fact, I've been telling people for 10 years it was gonna happen. And now we see it. I was on the board for 2 years in a row. We had no housing starts, and we had 4 houses burned down. And this to me is progress. We're close enough to Portland. We're all getting wired with high-speed internet. And this is inevitable. But like I tried to say before, I think they're trying to pile 20 pounds of crap into a 10-pound bag. And I think this is just too much. I want to see those trailers go too, because I know what's going on in them. And I think once houses start getting built around that area, people who own those trailers, the value of the land goes up, and all of a sudden the land's worth more than renting out to drug addicts. And I'd like to see that area cleaned up, because that side of Fenderson Road is horrible. And the people that have decent houses there have to put up with it. And we all know who owns them. And it's disgusting. And I don't want to begrudge these people. I think it's too much, too many houses in there. If they could buy another 10 acres, I'd say, well, get 15 houses in there. But, well, you're cramming them all in there. And it's like a city block in Parsonsfield?
Shannon Smith, Northrop. Just piggybacking off of what a couple other people said and what you had mentioned about buildings, spec houses. You have 10 lots. It's kind of a two-part question. Are you planning to build all 10 houses right off the bat? Or if you run into any issues selling the first few at the price point that you have, would there be any possibility that you'd be reverting to a different type of housing on the remaining lots that would change the dynamic of what you just explained?
Plan is to just build one house, kind of test the waters, I guess. Make sure it sells before we do any more. And it's just gonna be one at a time.
So my question is though, if that house does not sell at the price point, what's the alternative? Are you gonna end up reverting, and I'm going to an extreme here, but reverting all the way back to, well, let's just throw some trailers on the remaining lots and sell them?
No, absolutely not. No trailers, period.
We have like 4 or 5 different house designs, raised ranches, panels, that all kind of come in different, some are bigger than others, give a finished basement that may increase the value of that house. If it doesn't hit the right price point, then we maybe don't finish the basement, change the layout of the house. So it's, we just got to take it one at a time and adjust as we progress through it. There's no pre-sales of lots. There's no even pre-ordering. Everything it goes to my realtor when I lock the door at the end. And then we move forward with the next one. Welcome.
Go ahead. I've made you sit patiently.
I just want to say that, to remind everyone, over here in Fenderson Road on 160 side, in these woods here, the gentleman that has a business there has built a function hall. So I don't know how many people the function hall is going to accommodate, but that's a lot more traffic.
Function hall.
It's a function.
Yeah, what function?
Weddings, parties.
On 160, yes.
In the back, that is in the woods here.
Yeah, they've taken a nice big rural spot and they've got a big barn that's perched on the knoll. So everybody, if there's big events going on, the sound is gonna fly.
Time out there for a second. Is it on the Parsonsfield side?
No, it's in Cornish. That's what I'm saying. Everybody should know that that's already a traffic impact there.
And this development that's proposed, if they get the amount of homes that they want, we're talking 20 cars because each household has 2 cars most of the time. And then we're going to get the additional cars of family and friends. So it is going to be a heavier impact. I feel really bad for the people at the beginning of Maple Crest because if they were here tonight, I'm sure they would have already shared that there's more traffic than there is. But I have a couple of other questions. My thought is this is such a beautiful spot. Parsonsfield is known for its ruralness, as far as land and open space. And neighbors have elbow room. Any consideration to not do a house? Maybe have a better package where you offer one person a 3-acre lot, one person maybe a 2-acre lot. That would reduce the amount of homes. And I do have one more thought, and this is near your place, that there are homes, we've been hit by development. We've been hit at the top of the road. We've been hit down on Fenderson. There's not even a quarter of a mile from this location, there are already new homes that are going in. So we've already had impact. And my concern is there's no fire hydrants and there's no public water. So at this point, the 4 homes at the top of Maple Crest near you, it was a stipulation that they had to put in a water tank to accommodate, to help, save homes. But there's no mention of anything of that on this plan, nothing. So that's allowed me to set my piece.
Yes, sir.
First, I'd like to respond to that gentleman. We've tried and tried and tried and tried. I personally go back to 2005 and did one hell of a lot of research. I got a hold of the smart growth people in Washington DC. I got a hold of smart growth people in other locations. I read relevant chapters of a major book written on the entire United States. Every single time we tried to establish something that was rational in terms of accommodating growth, keeping the rural feel of the town, and going forward. Every single town meeting, if attended, was voted down. So if people go to hearings, that's fine. If they don't show up at town meeting, forget it.
Anybody else?
Sure.
Yes.
I don't see how you can sell anyone property based on what they can do with that property and then turn around and say, nope, sorry, you can't do that.
Thank you.
I'm done.
One last time.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Does this development coincide and exist peacefully with the comprehensive plan that we adopted in December 2024?
Yes, that
Any
we
issues?
we were going back and forth on that at the workshop meeting on specifically the open space, which we had asked the applicant to review at the last meeting. And there are areas of development and growth specified. And may I borrow your book, please? Give me just a second, because I'm pretty sure I remember where it is.
Chapter 2.
Page 5. Let's see. So this, I know it's tiny. So this is the future land use map of the town of Parsonsfield, and it designates growth areas, transitions away from growth, conserved land, transition to growth, and the rural areas. The corner of Fenderson and Maple Crest Road is designated as a growth area per the current comprehensive plan. This is on page 96.
And we're accessible on the website.
Yep. Okay. It's under ordinances and policies.
Okay.
Should be there, comp plan.
So what's this going to
You're saying it's this blue spot?
Correct. Good. You're welcome. Anybody else?
That same map is right here.
That's actually an older.
Oh, that's an old.
Yeah, that's an old, I was trying, so I put that up because I like the coloring, because, well, this map doesn't have the greatest color scheme.
No, it doesn't.
That was the map prior to this map.
Next to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once they build it, sorry.
All the way up.
All right, so
Appreciate you.
before I close the public hearing, once I close the public hearing, there are no more questions from the public. So any questions you want to ask, they need to be asked now.
Okay.
Sure.
So I'm just concerned, if they get digging and find the metal pieces, how does that all play out? Because the lead is still in the soils. They're just gonna take it from one spot, put it in another landfill? Is there any way that the board can keep an eye on that?
I honestly don't know.
DEP actually, when I call DEP, they request, they feel at this point, when a well is dug, that it has major testing to keep compliance, make sure that it's not contaminated.
Can you speak up, please?
Yeah.
So I said that DEP, when I spoke with DEP, they were concerned about, they encouraged me to make sure that you folks had testing of the wells to make sure that there isn't any lead or asbestos. Asbestos probably won't sink as far as lead, but lead stays in the ground forever. So that's my concern.
Yes, I'm Dan Bushman, Elm Street. All wells must be tested and comply with state of Maine standards to be able to get an occupancy permit for each new build.
And what would happen if,
They wouldn't be able to get an occupancy permit without treating the water for what it needs to be treated for.
it's theory, there's a lot out there, so we're concerned.
So earlier you said you were gonna start with one house.
Yes.
But earlier, before that, you said you were gonna have them done in a year and a half.
One at a time.
We
Right.
usually, we put up, we're averaging about 2.5 months on a house. As we're finishing up, we start the next one, and then they just move on to the next one.
But
If they're not selling fast, it could take longer. It's really impossible to put a time frame on. You know, we're gonna take our time and do it the right way. We're not gonna blow through there, so if the weather, you know, the weather hits, we're not building.
so would they have to have a water tank?
That's something that needs to be discussed.
Yeah, I would encourage that, because seriously, right on 160, somebody threw out a cigarette butt. Next thing you know, there was a whole section of woods that just went up in flame. So it's dangerous.
So if they have to have a water tank, does each lot have to have a water tank, or would they just put one big one in the center?
Yeah,
So,
who may touch on that?
sure, I think I know the answer, but
Yeah. So the board, when we were here last, asked us to touch base with the fire chief to have this discussion with the fire chief, what he would be looking for fire suppression. We spoke to a Jeff Dutil, I hope I pronounced his name right. We talked about two things. The road layout, whether he could get his fire truck into the road and get it adequately turned around. He was comfortable with that. We provided him with some turning movements that show that his fire truck could come in and turn around on the road and get out safely. We also discussed fire protection. We discussed whether a fire pond or a cistern would be required. He was comfortable not having that on this project. So that's why we're here this evening, to have that conversation with the board.
hang on. We got a lot of hands. Jeff, I'm pretty sure you were next.
Yeah, I was just wondering how many, you've already given them a couple of waivers already. You plan on giving them more waivers? And
I really can't answer that. We gave them 2 waivers on submissions
Right.
to make the application complete. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that we would need to give a waiver for.
We're not requesting any others.
And
right now, right.
And they're not requesting any other waivers.
Is there any more houses by this developer going to be put together for another project in Parsons Field? You know, there's 10 houses now, but is there going to be any plans for more houses?
On this lot?
Not on this.
Anywhere?
Yeah.
I don't think they can answer that. You know, personally, if land became available and.
Sure. Well, I just didn't know how many more houses we're going to have. You know, we do this one, we do another one, we do another one. The other question was, has the land been tested for any forever chemicals on that site?
Would that have been part of the hydrogeological, or would that have been something else?
Would have probably been something else.
Okay.
Soil testing.
I'm going to say I'm not sure, because I'm not sure what test would have covered it.
Okay. Well, I didn't know. It's like a gas station always has to have a
Soil test.
test.
Yeah.
Make sure it's safe. So, but
They did it.
With the former logging operation there with trucks and diesel fuel and.
Yeah.
So do you think it should be tested or not tested, or?
Well, they did.
Your own.
They did submit a medium intensity soil study.
On that site?
On that site. So they submitted a medium intensity soil study, not a high intensity soil study.
Maybe we could request a high intensity. That would be wonderful. Yes. That would be nice.
So,
Would accept that.
look. Hold on. Wetlands. hold on. Yes, so. I'm not sure how to read soil studies, so what does that one look like? That means the minimum requirement of the rules.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it.
So according to, sorry, the medium intensity study, the soils evaluated, so Mark Hampton Associates evaluated 2 of the test pits, and they met the minimum requirements of the rules for the main subsurface wastewater disposal rules. I think building on what you were saying about the wells and the water, the septic systems have to be state regulated. They have to go to the, they have to be, what I'm looking for, inspected. So I feel like it would fall into the same thing. If there was something wrong at the state level, they're gonna shut it down.
Did you say which test pits you evaluating?
Oh, no, sorry, I didn't read the whole sentence. It says 2 hand excavated soil test pits on each of the proposed lots. So all of the test pits that you see on there were evaluated. Helps if I read the whole sentence. Yes, sir.
The test pits that survey, is that looking for contaminants? That's only looking for drainage for the septic systems, correct? Or am I mistaken? They're not looking for ground contamination of any sort.
You could be right. I think you are right because it does say about draining. So,
That's like more like a perk test.
okay,
I don't quote me.
yeah. All right, yes.
Yeah, I'd like to ask her a question since she talked to the DEP. And I'm not surprised what's buried down there. I knew the people, and I knew what they were doing with forestry equipment. And I don't think they collected their bulk oil and stuff like that. But I'm wondering now, I've talked to several people who have had the state come in and check their water for PFAS. And I guess they're following a pattern where some of the sludge that was taken from the city areas and used as fertilizer. But I'm not so sure that they're really that responsible for what's in the land that somebody buried 30, 40 years ago. But I'm wondering if there shouldn't be more soil testing. We've heard like towns in Greenland, New Hampshire, that had contaminants that supposedly was causing leukemia in kids. I think there should be some extensive soil checking for any kind of contaminants, lead, any of that stuff. This place sounds like it was a former dump. And to my knowledge, nobody ever builds on a dump. There's usually pipes coming out of the ground. So, I mean, medium soil testing isn't gonna do it. And you should probably get a nonpartisan state-approved person, a company, to check that land. Because if they build these houses, they're gonna dig out the foundation. It's all great. I mean, I want housing. I'm not against it. But what she has told me and how many houses they wanna put there, well, I'll tell you, I would take some more caution than you already have.
Right, and the mobile homes probably have but it would vary maybe max 10 years. And the longer it sits, the further it drifts. And my other thought is there's nothing on your plan for abutting neighbors, buffers, trees, something that would
We
give.
did buy an open field in my defense,
Well,
just saying.
but in your defense,
And
you're
we're
putting in 10
surrounded by
homes, and you're
trees.
changing the area for the abutting people. And it would be nice if there would be some additional pieces that could protect headlights and
It's
Sound
completely
area.
surrounded by trees on Fenderson, on the whole backside. The only spot there isn't is on Maple Crest because the Stanley's house is right there.
But Fenderson Road is not a forest. It's a twig here and a twig here.
There's a
Not
whole
forest.
line of trees down the whole thing of Fenderson. We didn't,
I still think it would be really nice for the board to consider to help abutting neighbors have pride in their privacy.
I'm gonna do another last call and then I'll ask you. Anybody else? Questions? Yes, sir.
If I may try to undo a stereotype, I happen to like mobile homes. All you have to do is drive down East Parsons Field and look at two-story homes that would make any of the old mobile homes look like a mansion. It all depends on who's living in that home. Mobile homes can be very good, inexpensive housing for people without means. All you have to do is go right to the outskirts of Wells, Maine, and look at those mobile home parks, and they are beautiful. They make half of the homes in this town look like them.
So are you referring to section 8? Because there is a whole side on Fenderson Road that is section 8 housing.
Get out of here.
And that is what's bringing in some of the leftists.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just trying to understand that.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
I just have a question about, it says Overlook Drive, and then in parentheses it says 50-foot right of way. Could you explain that to me? Why is it a right of way?
Because the land that the road is on is 50 feet wide.
Right of way, right? Is it right of way in the
Or
road?
a public road.
Yeah, it's not a public.
It's being proposed as a public road, so the town ordinance requires that we have a 50-foot right-of-way for the road,
Okay.
which is what we've proposed.
But doesn't the town have higher restrictions as a road versus a private way?
Yes. Built into the higher standards.
So to clarify, the road is not just going to be built and the town's going to take care of it. The road will be built to the town specs. It will need to go before town meeting and the town will have to adopt it as a public road and take over maintenance of it. Yes. Yes, Jeff?
So if they build the town road, I mean, a road to the town specs.
Correct.
Does the town have specs for a sidewalk? Because from what I'm understanding, they're gonna put a painted line on the road and that's gonna be their sidewalk?
I believe that's what we discussed.
Okay, so like in Keys Falls, you just could paint a line on the road, call that the sidewalk? Just asking.
We will review,
That's why we want to ask the board to reconsider the zoning.
we will review the application, what is proposed versus the ordinance, and whatever is in the ordinance that is required for it to be a public road is what we will go with.
Okay, and so nothing's a done deal yet, right?
No.
So that means you could probably ask for the studies that you waived, that you could apply them. You could take back the waiver, say, changed our mind
Up to the board.
to the board. I encourage the board to do the right thing.
And hoping the board will do the right thing.
Anybody else?
Is this just for this topic or any?
This topic. All right. Again, if we close the public hearing, There are no more questions from the public on this application. Anybody? Last call.
No gavel?
Yeah, right there.
Yes,
Yeah, so after this meeting tonight,
yes,
this isn't a done deal.
no,
So there'll be more meetings.
yes. This is a preliminary application. The board has 30 days, including tonight, to make a decision to approve or deny or approve with conditions the preliminary application. After it's approved, denied, or approved with conditions, the applicant has 6 months to submit a final plan where we start this whole process over again with their final plan.
Okay, so will we meet once more again in that 30 days before you just go ahead and say,
We're going to find out.
okay,
And we'll find that information again in the.
It'll be on the agenda. So assuming we don't make a decision tonight, this will be back on the agenda next month in January. Couldn't tell you the day right now. You can attend. So, and again, I haven't closed the public hearing yet, but this is where your comments come into play. This is where you get to have your say. At the other meetings, you're welcome to submit written questions, written concerns, but at that point, it's between the board and the applicant to make sure that they're following the ordinances and that everything is proper.
I do have one other question. I hope there's not going to be lighting on the streets. Is that part of the plan? Is that would fall under light pollution?
I don't think we've even talked about that. I don't think I saw anything.
Not putting any lights.
No, it was
On the houses.
just on the houses. Yes, sir.
Usually, if you notice in every road that you're gonna turn on, there's a street light right there.
Mm-hmm.
There is gonna be lighting, right? But lighting on the lot.
Well, I mean, not every road has a stoplight or street light at the end.
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
not every one of
lighting.
them.
Most of them that I've noticed.
Yeah, a lot
What
of,
major routes?
yeah,
Major routes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Smaller ones, not so much.
Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
What is the plan for busing all these new kids? And what school will they attend and what impact will that have on the education?
Be a superintendent question.
Unfortunately, I don't think we can answer that because it's not part of the ordinance.
Something to think about though.
Oh, really?
And I hope that all of you will take into consideration the lifestyle that we currently have that we may lose.
Yes, yes.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Very quick. Do you guys live in Parsonsfield?
No.
No, other than Dayton.
Where?
Dayton.
Dayton? Are you doing Maplewood Estates?
Maple Crest Estates is,
How about the one on Maplewood? I know BH2M is.
Different.
Oh, this is only.
not a project.
That's it, budget
We're-
we have.
We're over in Limerick, right down the road, but
Okay,
not another one here.
thank you.
Anybody else? Last call. All right. Do I have a motion to close the public hearing at 7:04?
I make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Yeah. All right. Made it through that part. No. All right, back to our regularly scheduled agenda. So next, we are going to, excuse me? Next, we got correspondence. There's a good list of correspondence here. We have the receipt of complete application for this project. It was sent on 11/24. We have the abutters notices that were sent for this meeting on 11/24. The public hearing ad was sent to the Sharper's Guide on 11/30. It was published twice on 12/3 and 12/10 according to the ordinance. We sent out abutters notices for the 04047 project those will need to be sent out again. I sent them out early, but that's okay. We received 5 different emails from Parsons Field citizens regarding Maple Crest Estates. Amber House, Tyler Boston, Samantha Boston. We got the email from Mr. Lowry, who is their engineer, and one from Aaron Burgoyne. Other correspondence, we have the 2026 meeting dates that we will need to review and go over. Next is number 4, review of minutes. The November 19th, 2025 and December 3rd, 2025 workshop meeting minutes. Did you guys get a chance to review those?
I did, yeah.
Is there a motion to approve one or both?
I make a motion to approve both.
Seconded?
Second.
All in favor? Motion, meeting minutes are approved. Now, into old business, back to the subdivision and you guys. I think the first thing we should go over is a couple of the emails that we received, just a couple highlights that were brought up tonight. So I think the school bus issue, while I understand the burden, I don't really think that's anything that this board can address because it's not in our ordinance. And I will say this every time, I'm not the only person on this board, so if anybody disagrees with me, please let me know.
No, you're right.
And actually, I got to take a step back. Just for the record, Dan Bushman has been a voting member, so he is able to vote and participate on everything tonight for this project. Roger Moreau was absent at the last meeting. He has completed a missed meeting affidavit stating that he has reviewed the video, reviewed the information, and he is okay to participate for the rest of the meeting and on this project. So again, just going over some highlights from the emails that I received. Poor roads, infrastructure, crime and violence, noise, overpopulated, reducing value, not enough room, infrastructure under strain, public safety, environmental impact, no buffers or barriers, natural resources, quality of life concerns, and so the only I can't say that. The interesting fact from Aaron's email was about the lots. Just, so the lots as they are, so it's lot 13, lot 72.2. According to Aaron's email, R13 lot 72.2 was created in 22-23 when lot 1372, the 10 acres, was divided into a 3-acre and a 7-acre lot. Then in 23-24, it became a 7.93 acre and a 4-acre lot. And then another 1.5 acres was split off from 72 to become A.
24.
In 24. So per the ordinance, the subdivision is the division of a parcel of 3 or more lots in a 5-year period. And they didn't get approval to divide R13 lot 72 a third time in December of 2024. So this,
It's the 4th division.
right, so this would be a 4th division of the parcel in just 3 years. I understand the concern. I think there's more review that needs to go into that. Because I'm not sure how that would work because this is a subdivision of
Right.
one of the lots and they are going through the subdivision process. And I don't know how we can go back and,
Back in time and check it out.
right.
I would definitely pose a MMA and see what's going on there.
Right.
See if there's something to be looked at.
Do you guys know any info about those splits thing? Okay.
Yeah, you only allow so many splits in so many years.
Right.
It gets confusing. So I
Right.
said, call somebody.
Right? But not Ghostbusters.
I'm a mechanic, I'm not an engineer.
Um,
I think it's an important consideration, but I would assume that if this subdivision becomes approved, it would be on that condition that it's a suitable subdivision for said lots.
Right.
So if there was something incorrectly done in the past, we would have to consider it, but this subdivision passing, if it did, would okay whatever divisions of the property had happened before.
Makes sense. Thank you. So then I think we should move on to the email from Jamie, which Andy can expound on about discussing stuff with the fire chief, the road commissioner, and the open space.
Yeah, so we kind of touched on the open space and the fire chief during the public hearing. I'm happy to go into that in more detail if the board would like. But we did also speak to Maya Lowry, the road commissioner, gave him a copy of these plans as well as the grading and roadway plans. His first concern was 5 driveways onto Fenderson. Impact to Fenderson. He discussed with him that lots 2 and 3 will be built with their driveways off of Overlook Drive, and lots 1 and 9 will have driveways off of Fenderson. Lot 10 has an existing driveway off of Maple Crest. Once we explained that to him, he was supportive of the project. Yeah, that was our conversation with the commissioner.
Great. So. So I definitely think we need to have more of a discussion about the open space. Let me bring out the handy dandy notebook.
There you go.
So for what you were suggesting, the 5 to 10% of the subdivision in order to provide for the recreational needs of the occupants,
Excuse me.
I really don't think that's, there's really no way to allow for recreational needs. You know, you're not going to put a snowmobile track or an ATV track in there for those kind of recreational needs.
Stop recreating in their own yard.
Yeah. I don't think you have really scenic or passive recreation purposes there either. I mean, you can see the mountain in the background, but and I don't believe there's any National Register of Historic Places there. What does the board think? Is there?
No, we know they're not gonna squeeze it in there. I think we're gonna have to do the fun thing to contribute funds to the town to
Yeah, that's.
make a free space.
Under ordinances, that's an option to fund the program. On a personal note, I know Fenderson Road, there's already kids in the road, so I think that area does need some accommodation for that. Whether it's funding, if it is funding that we would approve in lieu of open space, I think that we would need to get on a plan pretty quickly to be able to address the needs of Fenderson Road for that. It doesn't seem, though, that any of this addresses any specific prerequisites for the open space to be applicable. Just reading it as it is, it seems like it's saying 5 to 10% of any area of any subdivision, particularly maybe a major subdivision of 4 units or more, even in a 3-dwelling unit. 50% of open space is the minimum, it seems like, under the ordinances there.
Sorry, which page are you on?
This is that 12-3, page 60.
Perfect.
The subdivision regulations.
Yep, just making sure we're in the same spot. Yeah.
Tagged already.
62. There it is.
Put this book together.
Right.
Discussing it.
Not me.
It wasn't me either. I can't find a damn thing in it. Goes from page 21 to 26. What's all this?
I didn't put them together. It wasn't me. I just handed them out. Okay. For sure. I can back your comp plan. Do I still have it? Let me have your comp plan.
Good, I just read yours.
Okay.
As usual.
Open space is mentioned a couple of times in the comprehensive plan on page 16 and then page 52. Neither one is very specific as to what may be required except for farm and forest district on page 16. But it does call for the creation of a cluster residential development ordinance. I don't know if that's ever been created. That would be something we should get on.
Well, we discussed that at one point where this is village area. In space, unless, I don't know, we have to think about it because you can't do that in town.
Yeah, it was Keyser Falls.
Yeah, we have smaller.
Is that what we're stuck on?
That hasn't been defined.
Right,
Yeah,
but
Daniel, where's it go?
that would be, I'm pretty sure that would be a selectment question.
Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to run it by them.
Yeah.
Hate to,
I mean, I can ask the engineers, advice, or not advice, but, opinion. So the funds for the open space, in your experience with other towns, is that assessed by the selectmen or is that assessed by the planning board?
Other municipalities have a set amount.
Okay.
Maybe it's based on the number of lots that you're proposing, or maybe it's based on the area of the parcel. Other municipalities do it differently. It's typically spelled out of the ordinance. If you don't provide open space, here's how you figure out what you're.
Right, X by X
Yes.
equals X.
Yes.
Hellman's running across any of this, is it?
Hey, Norm, have you come across anything about that? A figure, a equation on how to figure out open space?
Open space part of it.
Yeah.
Other towns will take the size of the lot and the area that in this case here is a water, wetland in the back. So they will take and consider a certain percentage for each lot to be the open space.
Oh, sorry, no, I was talking about the funds. If they can't meet the 5 to 10%, they have the opportunity or the option to fund. Have you found anything about that, or what is your experience in the other towns?
Haven't come across it. No.
Okay.
We gotta find somebody who has it.
I did see it in here when we did a workshop, a couple workshops ago. I did read it in here, I just can't find it now.
Was that this one?
I would bring up, is that discussion ended?
Sure.
To bring up another one about a private road. I don't know all the ins and outs of making that a town road. Might get a little complicated, because I know I've been trying to get Secocas Road to be a town road, and without a certain number of people approving that, the town to take on the expense of a town road.
Mhm.
That should be considered and find out how or what would have to do that. In other words, if it stays a private road, then you're going to have rubbish collection, plowing, and whatever else, road maintenance would be up to the subdivision, or the HOA or HOM or whatever you want to call it. And rubbish collection being a big part of it, because if you have a space for where it's going to be put at the head of the road, so that the town can, easily pick up that rubbish without going onto the road. So those things have to be considered somehow.
They already said they're gonna build it to the standards of a private road, but to the standards of a town road.
Yeah.
And see if it can be adapted the following term or whatever it ends up being.
I don't know what's entailed with that, but I know it's complicated.
No, yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. I mean, that was the understanding I got anyway.
Yeah, well, I'm in the same problem.
So page 36, the open space is payment in lieu of dedication shall be calculated based on the percentage of reserved open space that otherwise would be required, and that percentage of the projected market value of the developed land at the time of the subdivision as determined by the municipal tax assessor. So we would need to get O'Donnell's to give us a equation and a figure for that, because they are tax assessors. Takes care of that equation. That'll be O'Donnell's.
Well done.
Yeah.
You're my hero. You're the boss.
Yes, Norm?
Thing to consider when you're doing open space, I don't know if you're looking at that part of it, but the open space, usually in that subdivision, is open space for the people that live in that subdivision only. And also too, who's gonna take care of it, who's gonna pay taxes on it?
Yep, exactly. My opinion, I'd like to stew on this for a little bit, figure out a couple more things. I know it's an ask, but I would like something in writing from the commissioner, the road commissioner, and the fire chief. Just something simple, given their stamp of approval. Do you have any questions for us, or do you have anything that you would like to bring up tonight? Good? So if you guys are good, do you guys have any more questions right now? Is there anything else we need to discuss tonight?
The only other thing that I'd like to bring up, I found under that same 12.3 wildlife habitat and the subdivision regulation, is when proposed subdivision street traverses open fields, the plan should include the planting of some trees. I know you discussed being willing to do that in our last meeting. It says that some of the trees should be a mix of tall shade, medium height flowering, so just kind of a mixture, no more than 50 feet apart. So that's just something I wanted to bring up to further discuss.
Is that along the road
I think that would be along the private way or
on each side of
on each side of the road.
private?
Because it's open field and there's no, we just would create a barrier.
Yeah, I'm also fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else?
Is there any way we can look up the history of that lot?
We're gonna have to.
We're going to.
Yeah.
I know the people, the previous owners were of a different nature.
Yeah.
That's one way.
So Harvey was talking about the history of the lot. So what Aaron brought up about the splits, we just want to put our minds at ease that what we're doing moving forward will be fine.
You're gonna look into that?
I'm gonna see what I can find. No promises, because we know how convoluted deeds can be.
Yes.
Anything from you, Andy? Is there anything you need from us?
No, I think we got some good direction. Thank you.
Perfect. Motion to table till the January 21st meeting.
Motion to table, January 21st meeting.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right, next. Yep. And it with them.
No.
Thanks, guys. Is Michael Groden here? Michael, why don't you come up to the front, please?
You've been bad.
He's the pre-op. We just had he sent us a picture. He's looking for direction.
All right.
All right, Mike, you're looking for a pre-application. This is a pre-application meeting. You're in the shoreland zone, correct?
Yes.
And you are looking to change from a seasonal to a year-round residence. Is that what we're kind of planning?
Yes.
All right, and it's map U11 Lot 2 and 2A, 20 Lily Bay Lane. So, yeah, I guess tell us a little bit about what you're thinking.
Okay, so I'm Mike Roden. Thank you for your time this evening. I'll try to make it quick and concise. We bought the property at the beginning of September. It's 3 acres on West Pond. There's 300 feet of waterfront. And there's an existing cabin on the property that is approximately 860 square feet. And we're proposing to expand the footprint of that property to 1,129 feet, which is 869, increased by 30%. We'd also like to put a foundation under the property. Right now, it's on pilings that are collapsing, the floor is buckling. We'd like to replace that with a frost-protected foundation. You'll have to excuse me because I'm not familiar with the terminology, but we want to put a foundation under the building, get it off the ground, keep it warm, and keep the critters out, maybe. So in order to do that, the regulations require that we get approval from the board to move the building back as far as practical. I don't believe there's much space to move it back. And so we have a plan to extend the building widthwise. We're going to take the porch off the front of the building and move that square footage, if you will, off to the side and expand the building widthwise. So it'll be actually, by removing the porch, will be 8 feet less close to the water, if you will, and we'll be expanding widthwise.
There's no room on the other side to go back.
Immediately behind the cabin, right now there's an old well they were willing to, we're gonna put in a new well. So we're not concerned with that well, but there's also a stand of trees right behind the building. And besides just not being able to move the building that far back because of the trees themselves, there's some concerns about the root damage that we might cause if we try to put a foundation in where the tree roots.
We always ask that because we try to get them away from the water as much as we can.
Yes.
Generally speaking.
How close is it now to the water?
It's approximately 25 feet.
From the water.
From the water.
Yeah.
I have handouts here if it'll help.
I assume there's no septic system.
This is septic system. It was put in approximately 2000. It's a 2-bedroom septic system.
500 gallon.
I want to say it's 1,000 gallon.
1,000 gallon, okay. 3-bedroom. Most ones around here, 2-bedroom and under, usually 500.
Maximum height. So if you look at the drawing mark 3, if to the right is the existing footprint of the building, and the area to the left, including the screen porch and the kitchen, is the area that we'd be adding. Again, that would be to the left of the existing building. You should look at it from the waterfront. It may, I didn't want to print these out. I mean, I make a lot of copies, but that's a picture of the property water. Lot 2. So it's 2 and 2A.
I'm guessing.
And this is the approximate.
Sorry, is he proposing to move it back?
No.
No.
Proposing to leave it there, remove this porch. That would, am I correct? Remove this porch?
Correct.
Okay, and build to the left?
Correct.
Okay.
And what's the?
I was right.
You were right. Good job. Proud of you. So what? And you might have already said this. What's the current porch size?
The porch itself is 169 square feet.
169.
And the main building is 704 square feet.
So I know you say 169. What's the depth? So what would we be gaining away from the waterfront? 16?
8 feet.
8 feet?
8 feet.
Okay, so we're becoming 8 feet less non-conforming to new ordinances. Again, I'm not a one-man band up here.
No, the only thing I'm concerned with is, I don't know if there was any studies where you're planning on putting in a foundation, you said?
Correct.
It's kind of close to the water.
I understand.
Is that going to be a full foundation or a 4-foot frost wall or?
4-foot frost wall. We've looked into doing a frost-protected slab foundation.
Right.
If that was less disruptive to the area, we'd be definitely interested in doing that. I mean, our intent is to maintain the site as it exists today. If anything, to improve it, not only just from the quality of the building, but to also just improve or maintain the environment. I mean,
was concerned if you dig down 3 feet there, you're gonna be in water as it is. To put in that 4-foot wall, the way that, I mean, shows there, and that's not even during a melting season probably, where the water level's even higher. But some sort of soil testing again on that, I don't know, with shorelands involved.
So, page 57.
This is the road between the ponds, and this is a private road off the road between the ponds.
What's the name of your road again? Sorry.
Excuse me?
What was the name of your road again?
Lily Bay Lane.
Yeah.
See, for relocation, he's not looking for
Right.
relocation.
Right.
That's what's concerning me.
Oh.
If I could, the last or 5 shows the existing building. You can see the shoreline is moving away in this direction.
Right.
And so if we put it over here, it's actually even further away from the water than it is
Right, the
right in
addition,
front of the
yeah,
building.
the addition will be, yeah. Right, I see what you mean, like right here, it goes off at an angle.
Right, right.
West Pond, right?
Next.
It's actually worked out okay.
It's the Hayes property. It was, Gil Shaw, we bought it from Gil Shaw. It was Walter Hayes originally. Alan Hayes lives next door. Nikki Buchanan lives another lot over. Alan Hayes.
So the only concern I got is closeness to the water and the
Right.
foundation.
The original, previous owner was Gil Shaw.
Sitting there, piling wood.
Right.
His mother was Elizabeth Shaw. I think she inherited it from.
So it's 75 feet, right? That's what the 75 structures, like it's 5 feet. May not be expanded. Okay, so the expansion's fine. It's
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned with. More of a- They could do some sort of slab thing.
right. So I definitely, I'm happy to see this less non-conforming and further away from the water.
And we'd be willing to move it back further. I mean, we're gonna be digging it up and putting a foundation in or
Right.
some form of foundation. We'll be having it back as far as practical, and that's the kind of guidance that I was hoping to get tonight.
Right.
What is sufficient if we were to move it back?
So,
Really don't want to know what the book says.
yeah, the normal, so the setback is 250 feet horizontal distance of the upland edge of freshwater wetlands and the normal high water line of any great pond or river. I'm pretty sure West Pond is considered a great pond.
But it's actually 75 feet, I believe.
Right, so 75 feet from the normal high water mark of a
Yeah,
stream.
No.
quite far.
So there's restrictions on the amount that you can expand it based on how far back it is from the water.
Correct. So if it's less than 75 feet, you can only do the 30% with the maximum height of the 20 feet. If it's less than 100, it can be greater than 1,500 square feet or 30%, whichever is greater. And less than 250, again, 1,500 square feet or 30%, whichever is greater. Page 56 of the land use ordinance.
Section 8.
Section 8, C 1, 3, A through C.
And the 4-foot wall ain't, it's not terrible. I mean, as long as they don't have to dig so far down. Probably
Right.
raise your house off the ground a little bit.
But it does, it is sloping back.
Like I said, if you're digging into that 3 feet to put in your, your cellar, whatever, your little basement.
Right.
I'm just concerned you're gonna be in, you're gonna be in a pile of mud.
I mean, I would be happy to see this application before the board. I would suggest getting together with Norm to make sure all the requirements are met.
But yeah,
I spoke with Norma a couple of times. His concern was that if you're gonna if you want to put in a foundation, the board's gonna ask you to move the building back as far as practical. He couldn't give me any direction as to what the board would approve, so that's why I requested this meeting.
It's met to the greatest practical extent. I mean, that's.
yeah, I mean, how much room's behind it that he can move it, is the next question.
Say far as practical.
Right.
Means if you have to move a bunch of trees out, that's not practical.
Right.
Or if he has to move his septic tank.
Right.
Right.
You know, if it's a big hill behind it, you have to take out the hill, that's not practical.
Correct.
Maybe you can slide it back 8 or 10 feet.
Right.
Point is, move it back somewhat from the water, because it's too close right now.
Right.
All right?
Okay.
I'd like to see it at least outside of 25 feet from the water, at least that.
Right.
Nothing should be in 25 feet of the water.
Right.
Get it back 40 feet, it's good.
Beautiful. Yeah. No, I agree. That's kind of what we were
Yeah.
discussing. Yep.
Yeah.
And another thing too, you wanted, I noticed on the paperwork, you wanted to use it from seasonal to year round. It's gonna have to go through a seasonal change.
Correct. So, again, I would love to see this application before us. If you can work with Norm, push the building back as far as practically possible. The aerial is nice, but if you could put 2D on paper, where the building is, where the building could be proposed, and what would be a hindrance.
Right. So if the last, I think it's the last 5 in the package, it shows the existing and the shoreline and where the building is relative to the shoreline.
Right.
Michael, is there any room to push the house even further to the left where you're planning on putting that addition?
Yes, there
That would
is.
push it back from the shore, right? So instead of going backwards, you might be able to just
Kind of
push
do,
it to the side.
yeah, you could kind of do,
as much
you could
space.
kind of do both a little bit.
Yeah, just.
A diagonal.
Yeah, exactly.
Diagonal it
You can
over.
turn it.
Yeah, the only, well, a consideration maybe is that the septic system is back in that direction, so I don't know how, it's at least 80 feet now.
Yeah.
Let's,
It says 82.
Is that what's on there, 82 feet to
right,
Yeah.
those chambers?
correct.
So
If you could move it at least 8 to 10 feet back,
right,
and he's doing away with the porch for another additional 8 feet,
right,
I don't see any problem.
right. Yeah.
Like you said, as far back as you can without,
As practically possible without being a
as Norm
burden.
said, practically.
But yeah, I work with Norm, the site plan review application, which you gave me part of it, go through that.
Yeah.
As much as you can put on there, because then we won't have to ask you for it later.
Right,
All
the
right.
trees and stuff that you're,
Yeah.
that you set it back, you kind of show them just so we get an idea.
Yeah, I can show you.
I mean, obviously, in the spring, we'll be over there for a site walk probably, so
Yes.
we'll see it for ourselves.
Sidewalk, we can't get in.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't do any of that till spring.
I mean, you said you weren't really fast moving on this project, so I'm sure over the winter, you have plenty of time to work on this and move.
Yeah, we were
Kind of thing.
hoping to get started this fall, but we realized that it was aggressive and, trying to get plans and get in touch with suppliers, it's, and then with winter coming. But I'd like to continue. I don't want to lose.
Oh, no.
I want to keep going. And so that's why I appreciate you meeting with me.
Continue with the application and stuff.
Yeah.
Move forward as best we can with that.
And until you submit a site plan application, we're good. Once you submit that, it needs to be submitted 14 days before our regular meeting, and we'll get you on the agenda.
You want this one back, or can we keep this one?
You can keep those.
With the-
Yeah, put it in
Put it with
yours.
everything else.
So we'll see it again.
Table it.
I don't have any other questions, so,
No, that's
No, we're good.
awesome.
all right,
Well,
thank you for your time.
you're welcome. We'll look forward to your application. All right,
Moving right
Mr.
along.
Godomsky, you're in the hot seat. It's your turn.
It's not the first
All right.
time he's.
We have a conditional use permit from 04047 LLC, map 9, lot 7, land lot on North Road for an adult use cannabis store. Want to tell us about it, Chris?
Yeah, we are looking to build a small country store across the street in Hayfield, and we would like to sell cannabis, so that's why this application.
I was looking up your property last night a little bit. Is that village residential that you're in?
Yeah.
So, do we want to go through and check it for completeness?
Well, probably be the thing to do.
All right. Yep.
Can you see that speaker back up on your table?
Oh, probably. Thank you, Andy.
You go down.
All right. So I'll read on through, you tell me if it's there?
Yep.
All right. We have a site location and address.
Yes,
We have a tax map and lot number. We have a zoning district, and we have the acreage of the parcel.
yes.
Specify the exact nature of the proposed use of the property. And it's right there, adult use cannabis store, allowed under 28 MRSA 102-A, number 16 and 605. Parsonsfield Cannabis Facility Ordinance and Parsonsfield Land Use Ordinance, number page 11, table 1, table of permissible uses. Just going to go there to make sure it is on the list. This is village, commercial, adult use, and it is adult use, not recreational. And that is a C, meaning we got to get a conditional use permit. All right, next is a scale drawing of the lot with the location of any existing or proposed building structures, natural features, driveways, and parking areas.
We have one of them. I ain't got that far yet.
Haven't got that far yet? Let's see.
What's that? I just haven't seen it.
Is that the drawing, Chris?
Oh, I see.
Oh, the next one?
Yep.
There's another.
I found it. Yes.
Ah, there it is.
That would be a yes.
We got it. All right, additional materials for consideration. We have nothing extra. The abutters list. Perfect. Copy of public notice and indication of posting date and location. All right, so it was on the agenda.
You?
Standards, 2-1. Let's do A. The size of the proposed use is compared with surrounding uses. So we have a letter in here. All right, so just let me know if each of them are answered. So A, does it have an answer? Just a
Yep.
paragraph? B. Next right there.
Yep.
C.
Yep.
D.
Yep.
And E.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
F, potential generation of noise, dust, odors. G, unusual physical characteristics of the site. H, degree of which landscaping, fencing, and other design elements are proposed. Section 3, municipal effect A, the ability of traffic to safely move in and out of the site.
1,000 feet in each direction, safe access, yep.
Okay, B, the presence of facilities to ensure the safety of pedestrians passing by or through the proposed site.
Yeah.
Yeah. C, the capacity of the street network to accommodate the proposed use.
No problem.
D, the capacity of sewage and water supply systems to accommodate the proposed use.
New septic, will be, will they all be brand new?
And it'll be a well and a septic.
Yeah, all brand new to specs.
I did submit that as well. Did you receive that?
Yes, I didn't print it, but I do have it in the email.
Plans for the septic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, capacity for a storm drainage system to accommodate the proposed use.
It won't take long to get to the sidewalk.
F, the ability of the fire department to provide necessary protection services to the site and development. It is not in the shoreline zone, correct? All right, conditions of approval, we can attach certain conditions. All right, let's go through everything. Everything was submitted and attached. Let me double check one thing before we go
Except
too
that,
far.
except the one you get a copy of.
Yes, the septic.
But it is there.
Yeah, let me,
Yep.
There was also a new survey.
a new survey. Perfect, so that's Shay, there.
Cool.
Right there, scan. So yes, we have a new survey. We have what the survey found and the septic. Perfect. That's there. Hold on. So I think we're at the point, do we think it's a complete application that we can move forward?
Yes, yes.
And before we do that, do we want to move Dan up to a voting member for this application?
I think we ought to.
Motion?
Make a motion, we move Dan up, voting member for this situation.
Second motion.
All in favor? All right, Dan, you get to vote now.
Sweet.
So again, are we at the point for a completed application to move forward?
I believe so.
I believe so.
I believe so.
Motion?
Make a motion, we ask,
It's complete.
we need to name it,
04047, conditional use permit.
yeah.
Lot 9, lot 7 is complete. Second?
Second it.
All in favor? On to a public hearing.
Dun, dun, dun.
So our next meeting is January 21st, 6 PM, public hearing.
Public hearing.
Motion?
January what?
January 21st.
Make a motion, we have a public hearing for this on January 21st at 6.
Second? Second?
Second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Perfect. The 21st, you'll be top of the agenda. We will get abutters notices out and we will dive into strenuous review at that meeting. Conditional use permits don't really discuss site walk.
No.
It's a vacant lot. I don't really believe that there's a site walk needed.
I'll check on the deer on the way out.
Yeah. Again, I don't think it's in the ordinance, but I think I'd like to have a vote just to say we did. That we don't need a site walk.
Yeah. I make a motion, we don't need a site walk for this plan.
Second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Perfect. We'll see you on the 21st. All right, that'll be 121. And now we're on to sketch plan for Shays. Is Austin here? Oh, you're Austin now?
Man with many hats.
So public comment on the 21st.
For the public hearing, correct?
Just a preliminary, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, I gotta read it.
No, this is a sketch plan.
It's a sketch plan.
That's what got me confused, I said.
You should.
I should.
These out here.
What's that?
You're not
What are
voting.
these?
We got two?
I made
Move him, move him up and then
This
All right.
project and then
Gotta move.
the other project.
realistically,
That doesn't look right to me.
recuse yourself from voting. You don't have to recuse yourself from
So
voting.
you could have hired you.
I'll do that.
Right.
That right out of the get-go, yeah.
All right.
Here, you might as well do
Bring him up.
There you go. Yeah.
We'll read it off first.
Saves on traffic.
Exactly.
Alrighty.
All right. Next, subdivision sketch plan application, Shea Brothers Construction and Sons, map 19, lot 39, Maplewood Road, proposed 4-lot subdivision. We have a little bit of housekeeping.
A little bit of housekeeping.
Motion to move Dan up as voting member for this application.
I make a motion, we move Dan up.
Second? All in favor? All right, Dan, you get to vote on this one too.
2 for 2, batting 1,000 today.
All right, and Mr. Moreau,
And I get to recuse myself from voting on this.
yes, Mr. Moreau is in a butter. He will participate in the
I'll hang out
application. He will ask his questions, but he will not vote on this
That's
application.
right on my property. Borders it.
Oh, that's,
Milligan's old property. Yeah.
Yeah, so Andy, you have
Yeah,
give us a rundown?
sure. So this is the applicant owns a big piece of land here. There was an existing farmhouse that he cut out on what you're seeing as outsale lot 1 that was recently cut out and sold. Applicant is looking to create 3 additional lots, shown as lots 2, 3, and 4 on our plans there.
Hello?
Field wells, subsurface wastewater disposal systems, overhead electric. We hired Basswood Environmental to look at the site to see if there were wetlands, streams, those type of natural resources in the area. There were some found on the parcel, but they were to the north of this. There was no wetlands, streams, or anything found.
Yeah, little pond left.
Yep.
Nice trout.
Yep. Oh, really? Good to know. So no natural resources were found in this area. But we're just here tonight, you know, as the board knows, sketch plan is, a lot of people overlook the importance of a sketch plan. I feel like sketch plan is the most important step in all of these projects because we haven't spent a ton of resources and energy to get into the design, but we can get input from you guys and input from your butters. So we're here tonight to get some direction from you guys before we dive into the design, and happy to answer any questions you guys have.
Perfect. So you said that this is Nelligan's old property?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
All of it, or is it?
All of it used to be.
Okay,
And Shay bought the whole shooting match and cut it all off, kept the pit over there.
okay.
And then he resold the farmhouse on a few acres.
Mhm.
And now he's proposing some lots there, basically.
Yep. You nailed it.
Good job. Good
Trust
job.
me, I've been playing with this property for years.
Right.
dirt left over there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm the guy at the top right.
Right here?
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and at the bottom,
Oh, yeah.
till tomorrow morning.
Not so much anymore, huh?
Yeah. Gotta go back to my handy dandy notebook.
Now this is gonna be
So this
a
is,
minor one.
this is gonna be minor,
Yeah,
so this
three.
doesn't require as much
Upspool.
intensity as the other one.
They're each gonna have their own driveways, obviously, on Maplewood.
Correct.
And how big are the lots?
Right now, I'm showing them at about an acre apiece. Yep.
And
Outsale lot is 162,000 square feet.
It's in rural, isn't it? Or you in village?
Village.
village residential.
Yeah.
So these, I'm not bothered by the size because that is
You can go down to, like I said, you can make almost 2 houses.
a half acre.
Yep.
So
But
I'm fine with that. Are all 3 lots going to have 3 separate driveways?
yes,
We would like to, if the board is supportive of that, if.
right.
Okay.
I think you have to get DOT permit driveways.
So
You need
No, I had to.
commissioners'
minus.
opinion on that.
I had to because of Elm Street, which is
Yeah.
a state road, so I
Well, that's considered as a state road as well, Maplewood.
DOT.
So I believe you have to get
Driveway
DOT entrance permits, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're done there.
That was my only question.
Road frontage, so road frontage is 100 feet. So the road frontage is more than what we need.
Right, I've got about 167 feet.
Yeah. And we only need 100, so.
Yep. We were trying to do that.
Coach.
We increased them a little bit just so we could space the driveways out a little bit more and give you
Right.
guys a little bit more separation between the driveways.
Yeah, minimum lot depth is 200, so you have the depth bigger than what the requirement is. Yeah.
So rural is,
Village residential,
Village residential.
village residential, not rural.
Yeah.
comprehensive plan is,
Where the hell am I? Good question.
these are the two
I
areas.
think it is a
Well,
village residential.
actually, it's right here.
I wasn't sure, Desiree, how this would apply, but the only thing I saw
Yeah, but
is that
doesn't
it's
drop far enough.
listed on the comprehensive plan as a deed transition away from growth zone.
Right.
I'm not sure how that would apply to any, this isn't a major subdivision, so it's not a big growth thing.
Oh, that's what I mean, they're
Yeah.
single lot.
That's
So-
all you got. Oh, yeah, transition.
I don't know how to answer that. Because I totally agree, because when I saw the transition away from growth when we were going through the workshops.
Here, that's, this is where,
The hard part is the comp plan and the ordinances don't always jive.
No, they don't.
The comp plan has been updated, the ordinances need to be updated to be in line with the comp plan. If it's in line with the ordinance and it's allowed by the ordinance, we have to follow the ordinances. Where it's 3 lots and they're large lots, again, he could go a lot smaller with this.
Like the fact that he's going bigger.
Right.
Seems to fit within every ordinance I was able to pull up about it.
Correct. It's definitely something to take into consideration. The biggest thing for us, which I sent out the email to MMA earlier, so there's a caveat in our ordinances that there's no sidewalks between December 1st and April 1st.
Okay.
So what we need from you guys, because normally after a sketch plan application has been submitted, we do an on-site inspection. Since we cannot do one right now, we really have 2 options. We can table the application, the sketch plan, until March so that we can schedule an on-site inspection for April.
Yep.
Or you can resubmit the application in March so that nothing gets forgotten, gets, whatever. And we can all do some more homework on this between now and then and come back in March, see if there's anything else we need you to add to a preliminary plan.
So it probably makes sense for have us just submit the preliminary subdivision application in March. Does that make the most sense?
It really would.
Is there a timeline difference between when you have the sketch plan and when you have to file?
Yes. So the sketch plan, so within 30 days of the sketch plan, there has to be an on-site inspection. And then within 6 months of the on-site inspection, we get the preliminary plan. Thinking that if there's something we see on-site, that's something you guys can change on the preliminary plan that you submit.
So we really need to start over again in March.
Unfortunately, yes, because being in the area where it's the transition away from growth, I think it would be better for us to get there, see on-site, see it in person, rather than drive by, try to tramp through the snow. Yeah, that's, and that we asked a municipal associate, or I asked and I sent to the board,
Right.
just because that's come up before. They did
Oh, yeah.
they did an on-site like December 3rd, and they had to traipse through snow and mud. So kind of got the idea of why it's in the
Yeah.
ordinance as it is.
Yep.
That was fun.
Um,
Well, saving.
get you to serve donuts that day.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong or any concerns, but I would say we need to wait until March.
Definitely, because we won't be able to.
I agree with
look
that.
at it.
Well, I'd like to check the land use, make sure that that's, I have a question on that. But,
Well, we'll have
well,
a couple months to review everything and make sure we're all
Oh, yeah.
more up to speed on it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and that, the way this map is like a bunch more down here, and I don't know where that green goes down here. So it doesn't even show my road, Reed Lane, it's right here.
Right. Doesn't show a lot of the small roads.
Yeah, it doesn't show, because Mountain Road's right there, and basically my Reed Lane's over here.
These are more state/connectors.
Yeah, so it's kind of a screwy map.
Right.
Incomplete.
Like she was saying earlier.
Yeah. So unfortunately, that's where we're at for this. We'll see you we'll see either you or Jamie next month for Maple Crest, but we won't see you back for this one till March.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, I appreciate your help.
Give me my antifreeze covered book.
Yes.
You guys have a great evening.
You too. Thank you.
Kind animals can drink.
I know I sent them out late, but we have next on the agenda, review and approve meeting dates for 2026. I did double check them. There are a couple workshops that I probably will not be able to attend,
Probably none of us will.
but, they're right there. Yeah.
February.
Okay.
That one, I think it's the third week.
Yeah.
When the kids,
Meet on the third.
well, when the kid, no, when the kids are out of school.
Vacation?
Yeah, 'cause I'm taking my grandson to SeaWorld.
It's either that or the week after.
Yeah, so I'll probably not be there.
It's fine.
Give me a heads
We'll be
up.
okay.
I believe it.
The project.
Yeah.
Any,
I don't see any mistakes or anything.
any adversaries to approving these? Motion to approve?
Make a motion, we approve these, plan our board meeting dates.
Seconded?
Second.
All in favor?
Yahoo.
All right, how about a workshop on January 7th?
Yeah.
Motion?
You're not gonna be there?
No, I'll be there.
Oh, okay.
That's when I'll make.
Make a motion, we have a workshop on January 7th.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? All right.
And then
Open.
the 21st of January is our next open.
Regular meeting.
Yep.
Yep, workshop and then regular
We
meeting.
can come to the workshop, we could use your input.
Yeah, I'd love to. I only missed this last one because I had to see family in Minnesota.
Oh, don't worry about it.
All right, open to public questions. Jeff,
Yeah.
no, not about any applications because they're not here. Is there anything else?
I'll be around.
Yes,
What do you got?
the question that I asked last meeting,
Yep.
how many houses have been built in the last 5 years?
So I asked Danny for that, and she's supposed to get you a copy of the list. I know she's on vacation right now,
Okay.
but she did say she could get it for you. So if you want to follow up, send an email directly to Danny.
Danny who?
Danny Taylor, Danielle Taylor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
Send her an email so when she gets back from vacation, in her email.
And what about, because I didn't ask this before, how many camps have been turned into year-round homes?
I know of 3 that this
Yeah,
board has done in the last
That's what I
couple
was gonna
years.
say, there's 3 that I've been involved with.
And those were on Randall.
It's the only ones I know about,
It's something to think about.
right?
Or year-round homes on a pond.
Yep.
Stretch out the pond.
I did see somewhere in the comprehensive plan that 2022 and 23, there was like 11 new home, new permits sent out for new constructions in 22, and 23 it was 15.
Mhm.
And then there was no data for,
Right.
Yeah.
so at least 26, but then we don't know 24 or 25 yet.
Right.
Yeah, I'd just like to know the last 5 years.
Right.
I'd like to have it put in the town report too. How many?
Well, yeah, I think that'd be a great idea.
It used to be in the town report,
Yeah.
all the permits.
Well, you know that,
I remember seeing that, yeah.
I have to knock on all the doors.
I know you
Yeah.
do.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you to knock on another door.
Yep.
Okay,
Well, it's like this gentleman said, you show up to the meetings and vote on it. Don't cry when shit hits the fan, when it's by your house, then you could have concerns.
Do you have any questions for us?
I do. Who are the people who are in charge of changing the zoning?
Yes and no.
And if you are, how do we start that process? And if not,
There's a handy dandy notebook
I don't have a handy.
that I know it's in here. So I can find it fairly quickly.
Sometimes we have to write up something and present it to the select.
Yeah, it has to go in front of
And
the
then it
public.
ends up getting voted on at the town meeting. I think that's how it goes, isn't it?
Let me,
But we gotta start somewhere.
Right. No, you're right.
It depends on what you want to change.
It's been a village in decades. And so it shouldn't be zoned as a village.
Right. Well, which one? Oh, we can't discuss it.
no.
You almost got me.
I'm not trying to get you.
No, I know.
Because I understand it's too late, he's gonna exist, and then he's gonna fail because there's no traffic, but.
Right.
Two lots in town are big enough for an expansion. So far,
There's,
the ones on the backside of
Got it?
got it.
Street,
Right.
Yeah.
the other one's downtown.
No, my book's too pretty for that.
Right, rip the page up, go over and take a copy of it.
A rip.
Whatever they want.
That
So
would work.
But that,
there,
that still may not be village.
So, she's gonna answer a question
Good.
now.
you're good. There are three options to make an amendment to the land use ordinance. The planning board by favorable majority vote of the entire regular membership of the board. The selectmen through a request to the planning board. And an individual or group through A, a request to the planning board and subsequent favorable majority vote of the board, or B, a written petition with the signatures of registered Parsonsfield voters equal to at least 10% of the votes cast in Parsonsfield in the last state gubernatorial election.
Okay.
So you as a citizen could start a petition saying you wanted to change anything in the ordinance, and as long as you circulate that petition and get 10% of the signatures from the last election, it would then be sent to town meeting
Okay.
or special town meeting, depending on when it's submitted.
There's the majority of you guys right here, so how about you go ahead and just vote for it and we cut out the middlemen?
So we can't just vote for it.
What you said.
But I said, yes,
It has to be presented to us by.
right.
After the fact.
So we would need to write the amendments or strikeouts on the amendments. Go through, make sure it's acceptable, get it before the board at a meeting, vote on it, and then it would go to the select board, which would send it to town meeting.
Say 10% of 1,200, 12,
No, that would,
It's
voters, that's
86
like,
right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
800 voters or something like that.
roughly, yeah. So
Like I said, you could rough draft something.
the big thing is amendments are for the future. They're not, they're,
I totally understand.
right.
Right.
There, if there's an active application, doesn't matter what the amendment is, if there's an active amendment or active application, the amendments would go into effect
And
right away, but they would not affect.
grandfathered in.
Right.
We would just have to hope for capitalism to do its.
Do what it does,
and
yeah.
put 'em out of business.
Right.
You know, not that I wish that on anybody, but I just think the location is.
There, yes,
it's
there
not
are multiple,
to
right.
capital
Right.
gains.
Yeah.
There are multiple avenues to get the ordinances changed. Even if you didn't want to do a petition, if you wanted to put those amendments together and submit them to the board could then review them and
Okay, so I can write you a note,
you can write me as many notes as you want.
a love note, and drop it off. And
As long as I can read it, which I can read second grade handwriting pretty well.
but when I was in second grade, they were teaching us cursive, and
I can still read cursive.
kind of a different thing.
Yeah, it is.
Animal, but
But yes, if you had suggestions, we'd be happy to review them at a meeting.
all right.
Anything else?
Did the town ever consider the 50-foot setbacks from different businesses?
I don't think so.
Unless you get a petition, right?
Yeah.
That would-
We'll have a lot.
Yeah. Well,
That's an
it's
answer it would have to be.
interpretation of the ordinance
Right.
and is
This is something we really can't talk about.
correct.
Thumbs
Num,
word.
num, num. right.
And we shouldn't always blame it on the grandfather. We could blame it on the grandmother too. There's a grandmother clause.
Thanks, thanks.
Well said.
Anything else, guys? Good?
Good. Make a motion, we adjourn?
At 8:15.
Oh, it's 10 past 10.
8:15.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
You.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, guys.
Got new glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it fell out of my pocket because I moved so many times.
Oh,
Had fun.
Yeah.
actually went.
A lively one.
Thought it was Monroe.
Yeah.